for Coach Jim Knowles.
How satisfied are you with where your defense is at and the way they played? Obviously, first time, still a lot to learn, but how satisfied are you?
I'm really happy for the players. We had a play here or there that we gave up, but what I'm most pleased with is the fact that they never flinched. They've bought into everything that I've been asking them to do, and one or two, bad plays or misplays, it didn't affect them at all. I saw a great focus, and that's a big deal. And I think you saw guys playing fast too. The fits were really good. Notre Dame does a lot with the pulling tight ends and things that create different gaps, and I thought you saw our guys really fitting things for the most part all night really well.
Over here to the right, Tim May, Letterman Row.
Yeah, Jim, just Lathan Ransom, you've been raving about him the last several times we got to talk to you. Voila, right? I mean, just he went in, I think, in the second series and basically had never left, or if he did, only for a few plays. But just what jumped out at you about him and him living up to basically what you were talking about?
Yeah, we saw that in him all camp. I like to say he's one of those guys that can see the forest through the trees, and then he's able to read the play and react with speed. When you have a group of safeties who can do that, it fixes a lot of problems because, what you guys don't see, all the shifts, the motions, or the pulls. When you play in this system as a safety, you're the guy that's fitting that, and I think it's just really worked out well with Lathan because that's his talent. I mean, his talent is seeing a play, diagnosing, and reacting, and he's not afraid to get after it and take the shot, and that's a big deal.
Over here to the left, Doug Lesmerises, Cleveland.com.
Jim, just to clarify, Lathan didn't start. Was there any kind of injury issue with Josh or anything, or did you just decide to keep Lathan in the game once he went in there?
We have a lot of good players, so, Lathan seemed hot. That's kind of how I do it. We like to have guys game ready. We felt he was game ready. When a guy's game ready and he gets a shot and gets in there, then you just start, playing the hot hand. You go with what works, and that's what we did with Lathan.
And I know you had said, you've been in the box, you've been on the sideline before. You knew what you were going to do today, but what was your decision-making process on deciding to be upstairs, and then how'd you feel up there watching this defense do its thing?
Yeah, the decision-making was helped a lot by the quality of assistant coaches that we have on defense. So you kind of look at the staff and the fact, too, that I was able to bring some, quality control and, those kind of guys in from Oklahoma State and Duke, so they understood that, they know the defense from the jump. So, but we just have a lot of good guys that I felt comfortable with, a lot of knowledgeable professional coaches, and if I can feel comfortable with that, I'm going to go upstairs because that's where I see everything, and I'm able to see formations as they develop and make calls, and that makes us all better.
Over here to the right, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Jim, they average only 3.5 yards per carry, not counting sacks, and
The sacks count, don't they come off the rushing total?
2.5 with that.
Okay, let's go with 2.5.
Okay. And Tyler Buchner, I think, started 8 for 8 or something like that, but only 2 for whatever the rest of the game. What adjustments did you make in the passing game, and what would you want to say about your run defense?
I think, like I said, I think our run defense was stout, really controlled the line of scrimmage. Our guys up front, we thought that was going to be a strength. Really pleased, like I said, with all the pull plays, shifting of formations, motions, that our linebackers and safeties were able to see it all. And, coming into our first game, they saw a lot in terms of the run game fits, And that just gives everybody confidence, right? It gives the fans confidence. It gives the team confidence, no matter how the offense is doing or whatever's going on. When you see guys just showing up in the right places, everybody's like, okay, it may not look exceptional, but it wins games. So I was really pleased with that.
We're going to stay over here to the right, Matt Fortuna, The Athletic.
Hi, Jim. I know it's only one game and there's a lot of improvement to be done the rest of the season, but how do you deliver that message home with this group after they hold the number 5 team in the country to 10 points?
We go through the process. I know that's a thing that coaches say, but you go through the process. You celebrate the win. At least the players do. I don't think I will really move on to the next, but that's our job as coaches. Give them time to celebrate it. Then when they come back, right, we break it down in detail, and it's the process, right? But it's a matter of confidence and leadership. It's a matter of they expected this. Our players expected this. I expected this. So, when they come in tomorrow, we're able to show them why it worked, how it worked. You just start giving them that added motivation and confidence. But we expected this on defense. So I'm pleased and happy for them. But I'm not surprised. We expected it.
Got time for just a few more. Over here to the left, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Jim, as far as Jack Sawyer at the Jack spot, how do you think he did tonight? And just how would you assess the impact that position had overall?
I think it was good, mostly in the running game. We were able to put him at different spots. We got to continue to work on it. There's a lot more we can do. And just getting him to see the formation and recognize the formation, it's a really big deal. And that he can think like me because it creates issues for the offense. So I thought it was effective. But we did not really do much with it tonight. I mean, there's still a lot of things that we haven't shown. Tonight we were rather basic, and I wanted to keep it that way for the players so they could play fast and not worry about making mistakes. So I was pleased with it. It worked. There's still a lot more work for us to do and a lot more of the package to develop.
Over here to the right, Austin Ward, Rivals, 97.1 The Fan.
Jim, that first play probably didn't go exactly the way that you dreamed it up. You've been doing this long enough that I'm sure that you didn't overreact or panic to it, but you probably wanted to see how your defense would respond to that on the field. What did you make of that early sequence, and what did you take away from it?
Great, yeah. It built a lot of confidence. We talk about explosive plays. That was one of them. We say, I say 5 or less, and they say undefeated. But when I look back at the history of Ohio State with our offense, it's really more like 7 or 8 or less. But I don't tell them that. I tell them 5. 5. So when I've kind of programmed them that, okay, they're going to happen. 1 or 2 here. A fade ball, contested throw, they're going to happen. So they've been trained and they've bought in from the beginning that, those may happen. But we don't. All we do is turn up more steam. It's kind of I've built it into the process that they know that could happen.
Over here to the right, Clay Hall, WSYX.
Ryan Day talked a lot, Coach, about toughness. You always brag about being from Philly and being tough. Is toughness the best thing you can say about a defense? And did you think they displayed that tonight?
I thought they definitely displayed toughness, and that's physical and mental. Control the line of scrimmage, control the running game, being able to perform under duress to fit the different runs. I think when anybody looks at a defense, you're going to say toughness, right? I mean, to me, that's all part of the confidence, right? I mean, fans, Coach Day, everybody wants to see, okay, whatever it takes to get our offense going, the defense is going to be tough. They're going to be there. And I know he believes in that. And this is a great first showing for that. We can build on it.
Over here to the right, Bill Landis, Rivals.
Jim, I don't know if it's your decision or Larry's about who starts up front, but what did you see out of Mike Hall during camp that allowed him to start to play as much as he did, and how does he change things for you guys up there?
He's just been totally disruptive during camp, and we get feedback from our offensive linemen. I have a great relationship with those guys, and they'll tell you how difficult he is. If you ask the guys on your team, and these are big-time offensive linemen, if you ask them, they'll tell you who's the hardest guy to block, and Mike Hall certainly was that. So we saw it all along, and he deserved that. It was great to see him go off tonight.
And final question, Spencer Holbrook, Letterman Row.
Jim, when you have to go against a tight end like Michael, when you have to scheme for that and really try to make sure that he's not the one beating you, how difficult is that when it's a tight end, that kind of position, and how do you think that you guys did against him tonight?
It's really difficult, right, because it's hard sometimes to get doubles on that guy. I thought we did decent. I mean, he's going to be in a lot of one-on-one matchups, and we had our guys ready to play that, but they were aware. One ball down the seam on the play action. I thought we did and I did, because I always tell the guys on Saturday that all their mistakes are mine. So I did a poor job of getting him covered on that one. But otherwise, you saw like at the end there, right? It wasn't Steele underneath him, and somebody else was over the top. So that's we had been programming that all week, and I think you saw it play out in that last drive when Steele knocked the ball away, and we had a under/over on him.
And final question, Spencer Holbrook, Letterman. Okay, we're good. Coach, we're good.